Good morning, everybody. Bdf 44 coming into another video. All right, so headed down to Target. It's a pretty warm day. I ain't gonna lie. It's probably gonna get up to about 93, 94 degrees some point. Hopefully, I can get an AC room because right now one is not available. They do have another type of room, non-AC, but given the fact that we got this heat for the next few days and maybe even longer throughout the course of the next 3 weeks, I definitely do not want to be without an AC room, so I'm holding out that one will be available for me, but if not, I have secured the other one. Hey, how are you? So we'll see how that goes, man. But yeah, I feel good. I had what kind of dream did I have last night? It was pretty extensive, man. It was weird in the sense that it involved my dad and and two of my sisters, and then a friend of mine who doesn't know them, their mother. And it was almost like it was one of those situations. It didn't make any real sense, but the dream had it so that my dad, the mother of one of my sisters, actually turned out to be that lady, and they were having some issues of some sort. I think my stepmother and her were really friendly in the dream. There wasn't any bad energy there, but it seemed like the lady who's, my friend's mother was like on some type of had some type of drug issue in the dream, and it was one of those situations where we were concerned she was going to be a bad influence on my stepmother. It was a lot of weird stuff going on with that dream, but it ended with that lady and my dad kind of having some sort of disagreement, and my dad following her into some type of like a store where they sell clothing store, and in the middle of his like communication with her, as he following her in there, he like starts seeing all these clothes that he liked, and he like lost his train of thought because he was so enamored with the clothing. Very bizarre dream, man. And like, then I started, right before I woke up out of that dream, I started seeing my father in like all these designer clothes and stuff, and wearing things that I had never seen him wear in real life, things that I don't even know if he would have worn in real life. He looked like a Gap model or something. It was weird, man. Real weird dream. Didn't make any real sense at all. But yeah, very, very poignant in the sense that it was all very real. And so yeah, that was bizarre. But I slept pretty well yesterday outside from the weird dream. I woke up about 6 a.m. because the heat was already coming through the window, knowing that it was going to be a hot day, and got up in full prayer, asking the Lord to just continue to guide me toward doing the right thing in every situation that I have going on right now, because my relationship with him, as I always tell you, is the most important thing right now. It's getting closer to him so he can give me the instruction and the guidance on how to deal with certain things that I'm struggling with in my life and things that could be around the corner. I just want to be, closer to him because I'm used to how things look when I'm not, and how certain things pan out when I really am at my worst. Is a lot of times it's because I'm not looking to go toward God when those things come around. And so if anything, I'm just trying to do things differently in hopes that I would get better results. And that's what I think would come, better results from just when I feel like I'm at my lowest, or feel like I'm starting to turn for the worse. Instead of turning toward things that I used to go to, why not try going to God? Why not try to apply some trust in that area? So that's what I'm trying to do, apply some trust in my life toward God, and see if that doesn't yield me such better results. As I often tell you guys to try, and so that's what I was doing last night. I didn't even look for any music. I know music probably dropped last night since it was Thursday night, but for my playlist and all these different things. But I didn't even, after the basketball game last night, I watched a little bit of that Warriors Timberwolves game, and after that game ended, I just decided to just go into full prayer mode. Did all my exercise and just wanted to just meditate a little bit on whatever came to mind. You know, at the end of the day, the Lord was just telling me, hey man, you know, it's always gonna be something that's gonna try to shake your confidence or shake your you know, faith, but you gotta remember that the fight is not between the subjects and the enemy, but God and the enemy. So it's to say, when you have certain things that come in your life, and this is not a new concept, you've probably heard me say this before, maybe more than once, but when you have certain things come into your life that look like they're attacks on your spirit, the purpose rather of those things is to pull you away from God, as to hurt God. You know, and when you feel distracted or feel like you're being tempted or whatever energy like that, you are not the focal point. You're not the main character of the story. God is, and the enemy is trying to defeat God one heartbreak at a time, one conversion of a good person to a bad person at a time, a fixed person to a broken person at a time. And you know, the Lord is trying to do the opposite. He's trying to take those who are broken and make them fixed, take those who are facing darkness and bring them to the light, and all of these different cliche statements that really are embodying what is actually happening in the world. So just to stay grounded in the understanding that it's not about you, it's pointed at you. Whatever negativity or whatever it is may be pointed at you, but its purpose is to strike God. And so that's kind of the message last night. Not a new one, but I think it's something that needs to be reinforced in my head and maybe in the minds of others who sometimes will likely turn toward the wrong thing, trying to cope with what they feel is coming at them, or you know, may feel defeated in circumstances that God wants you to keep going, or whatever the case may be. So, you know, you might get hit with multiple waves of something that ain't no good, and you start feeling like, man, you know, my resilience is starting to be tested, or starting to dwindle, or what have you. My patience is starting to dissipate, or what have you. But what you end up finding if you meditate is that, you know, it's not even as you see it in a lot of cases. A lot of times our minds will magnify certain things based on our skepticism, or have us viewing things a certain way based on how we're wired. It doesn't necessarily have to equate to what it is that we think it is, or be as bad as we believe it is, or the good thing that we thought we wanted so bad that didn't come our way may not have actually been attached to anything positive. As we often talk about, we don't know what comes with what. These concepts really help us stay focused on what the bigger picture ultimately is when considering losses and wins in life. Because at the end of the day, we're not the main character, and there's always going to be something looking to try to tear down your happiness or send your energy that is positive into something negative. It's always going to be an antagonist in your life that makes you think you're the center of attention as it tries its best to deter you. But the truth of the matter is, it's actually looking to deter the one who created you from feeling like there's any hope of ever gaining you, for which the Lord is after. Like he's going to lose. Like you know, that's what the enemy wants to do. So to stay grounded and understanding, as you get closer to God, you can help him win. And helping him win is a win for us all. And so God can use you a million different ways, and sometimes not everything that glitters is gold. All those different cliches. That wisdom is really essential in dealing with our everyday lives. Because a lot of times, especially in this world, around 2025 and the times we're in, people are striving towards something, trying to reach for certain measurements, things that we must have in order to be successful, or attention, fame, various different things that are measured out by man. And a lot of times if we don't get those things, we think we failed, or we think if we have those things, we've been successful. We don't know what comes with what. We don't know what those things look like when they're in our hands. Sometimes a win is being able to survive what otherwise would take you out. And sometimes the very thing that you want will take you out. You want that relationship, that woman ain't no good. Or she might be just fine, but what comes with her ain't no good. Maybe her fate ain't intertwined with nothing positive, or maybe she's just gonna be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and if you next to her, you there too, that kind of thing. It's like, you don't know what comes with what, so sometimes you just gotta be very pleased with God leaving certain things out of your life, man. Some stuff just ain't no good, no matter how bad you want it. Sometimes we just think we know what it looks like in our hands. We don't actually know what it looks like in our hands till we get it. We think we want that person in our lives. We don't know what that looks like until they're there. And so trusting something greater than yourself to align you with what is best for you is best for you. It truly is. It ain't about just getting what you want, devising that you want something and going after it. But sometimes the devil will throw something in your face that he knows you're wired to want, as to attach to it something that ain't no good for you. He does it all the time. And he knows that man, and where we're at in our evolution, is not teaching that to one another. That concept is not thought of at all. I was listening to some young girl yesterday on her IG talking about, if I want something, I'll go get it. If I want something, it's mine. And my thinking is, yeah, but some things that you want, you probably don't actually find yourself happy with. Some things that you're gonna go after, you're gonna take a path that ain't no good to get it, only to find yourself unhappy with it, or to lose it thereafter. Those who are so intentional on not questioning their wants and just going after whatever they want often find themselves attached to the bad that comes with the things they want. And they want to avoid certain pain you don't have to go through. You know what I mean? Certain pains you do have to go through. But there are a lot of things that you don't have to go through. Some things we welcome into our lives by way of our will. And that will ain't attached to the guidance of God. Then you're rolling the dice on whether or not you're going to be happy with what it is you're going after. And furthermore, rolling the dice on whether or not you should maybe take the path it takes to get it. I want this, I'm going to get that. May not be any good for you. I want this. Well, so does the person that is willing to hurt you for it. They're going to take it from you, and they're going to hurt you because they want it. Like, do you still want it if you know what comes with that? Is there any way of you knowing what comes with what? And the answer is no. Okay, so as a believer in God, don't you think you should turn to Him for your best discernment in what to want? I just want to normalize that conversation. I want to normalize that concept, because it really does define a great deal of what molds our esteem, molds our confidence, molds us to being arrogant, molds us to being conceited, and all these different energies. We choose the people we want in our lives based on the lack of this concept, with the desire and the ambition to receive whatever it is that we desire. And a lot of times we learn through the lessons of others that self-desires tend to be misguided. So you push that person away because they didn't have this that ultimately you want, that doesn't come with anything good. That person came with the blessings of the Lord. You were going to have a happy life with that person. But you pushed them away. Why? Because they didn't have this criteria. Well, that criteria is not even best for you. They were. And your lack of relationship with God, for Him to be able to tell you that, is why you're going to go through the suffering that comes with going after what you want and pushing away what was no good in your eyes, which was really good in reality of what it is that God was actually doing in your life. And it's so many different variations of this that leave people in spaces of depression, spaces of confusion, spaces of fast deterioration of their beauty and their youth, putting them through hard times unnecessarily. Just something that could have been very, very simply talked through with God. In the morning, right before you got out of bed, you should say, God, make sure my wants are where they need to be. God, make sure the things that I'm after are good for me. Make sure the things that I'm going to get are attached to a fate that you want me to have, that I'll be most appreciative of. These are like, it's so simple, and yet it's so far away from our way of doing things in this Western society. It's all about going after what I want, and nobody really questions much of anything other than what keeps them from it. You know, they don't question the want itself. They miss the point entirely. And yet so many different examples of why they should is everywhere in everyone. And yet so many are oblivious to learning this lesson. People who call themselves extremely intelligent don't understand this concept at all, or never even had it fathomed in their heads. And that's not by accident, y'all, because the devil always wants us going towards something that ain't no good for us. He always wants us to welcome something into our lives that we think is good that ultimately gonna let us down. He's always after that. And so the concept of questioning one's wants puts a big divide between him and you in that way. And the art of ambition tends to ignore the idea that certain things you want come with bad things. And so question these wants, strengthen that relationship with the Most High, and give yourself an opportunity to avoid certain stresses that are ultimately unnecessary. Video 44. I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.